All right, so we're diving deep today into something
Yeah.
pretty cool in Excel.
Right.
We're not talking about, some crazy formula or some macro or something like that.
Gotcha.
But something that really I think a lot of people probably underutilize,
Yeah.
and that is icon sets.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, just a quick overview for anybody who's not familiar.
Sure.
Icon sets are basically you can apply a set of icons to a range of cells in Excel, and it'll visually represent the values in those cells.
Mm.
So, if you have a set of numbers, some are going up, some are going down.
Yeah.
You can apply, a green up arrow for the ones that are going up, or red down arrow for the ones that are going down.
Right.
So, instantly, without even having to look at the numbers,
Yeah.
you can see, okay, these are the ones that are performing well, these are the ones that are not.
Exactly. And I think, one of the things that makes icon sets so powerful is that they really leverage the way that our brains work.
Mm-hmm.
We are visual creatures by nature, and we process visual information much faster than we do text or numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so by using these icons, we can take what might be a very complex spreadsheet
Right.
with a lot of data,
Right.
and we can turn it into something that's very easy to understand at a glance.
Yeah, and I think, the example that I was reading that I thought was really cool was
Okay.
somebody was using icon sets to track their stock portfolio.
Okay.
So instead of, having to scan through rows and rows and rows of prices,
Right.
they could just instantly look and see, oh, this one's got a green up arrow.
Mm.
That means it's up today. This one's got a red down arrow.
Right.
And I think, for people who are, busy professionals and they've got,
Yeah.
a lot on their plate that can be super valuable.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. You're making a lot of decisions throughout the day, right? You're getting bombarded with information.
Right.
And so anything that you can do to make it easier to quickly process that information and make a decision
Yeah.
is going to be a huge advantage.
Yeah. And so I'm curious, from your perspective, is there a risk of oversimplifying things with icon sets?
That's a great question. And I think that's something that's definitely worth considering. I mean, certainly icon sets are great for highlighting, simple trends. Is something going up, is something going down?
Right.
But if you're dealing with a more complex situation, where you have multiple variables that are interacting with each other,
Okay.
or you need a more nuanced view of the data,
Mm-hmm.
then icon sets might not be the best tool for the job.
Yeah.
There are other visualization tools out there that might be more appropriate, like sparklines, for example,
Yeah.
or conditional formatting.
Yeah.
So I think it's really about choosing the right tool for the job, right?
Right.
Icon sets are a great way to kind of get that initial high-level overview of your data.
Right.
See what's going on, see if there are any obvious trends or patterns. And then if you need to dig deeper, you can always use other tools to do that.
Right.
But I think for those, everyday tasks where you just need to get a quick sense of what's going on,
Yeah.
icon sets are a fantastic tool.
Yeah. I totally agree. And the cool thing is they're super easy to use.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're,
Oh, yeah.
they're like on the home tab somewhere, right? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find them on the home tab in the ribbon.
Okay.
And, applying them is very straightforward. You just select the range of cells
Right.
that you want to apply the icon sets to, and then you choose the set of icons that you want to use.
Right.
But what I think is really interesting is the fact that you can customize those thresholds.
Oh.
So by default, you might have a green up arrow for any positive number, a yellow kind of sideways arrow for 0,
Right.
and a red down arrow for any negative number.
Okay.
But you can actually go in and you can customize those thresholds to fit your specific needs. So,
Mhm.
maybe you only want to see a green up arrow.
Yeah.
If a project is 90% complete or better,
Right.
maybe you only want to see a red down arrow if something is, significantly below target.
Right.
So you can really tailor those icons to make sure that they're providing you with the information that's most relevant to you.
Yeah. That's really cool. And I was just thinking as you were saying that, like, if you're managing a project,
Yeah.
and there's a whole bunch of tasks and you have like a due date column,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just like instantly see like, okay, these ones are on track, these ones are starting to get a little bit behind,
Exactly.
and maybe these ones are like, oh, red flag, like we gotta
Right.
do something about this.
Yeah, and you could even use it for things like, tracking your sales data.
Mm.
So if you have a team of salespeople, you can quickly see, who are your top performers,
Right.
who's exceeding their quota, who's maybe falling behind.
Yeah.
You can use it for customer satisfaction scores, inventory levels. Really, the applications are endless.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's all about getting creative and thinking about how you can use those icons
Right.
to make your data more meaningful.
Awesome. So I think to wrap things up,
Yeah,
icon sets are a really powerful tool
absolutely.
for anybody who's using Excel.
Mm-hmm.
They can really help you to make sense of your data quickly,
Yeah.
visually,
Mm,
and really, I think, just save you a lot of time and effort.
And I would even say, beyond just saving time, it's really about unlocking insights that you might not otherwise see.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just staring at a wall of numbers, it's easy to miss those trends and those patterns.
Yeah.
But when you use icon sets to visually highlight those things, they really jump out at you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you can make better decisions more quickly.
Awesome. Well, I think that's a great place to wrap things up.
Okay.
Thanks so much for sharing your insights on icon sets.
My pleasure.
And for everybody listening, challenge for you.
Yeah.
What data do you work with that could benefit from this kind of visual clarity?
That's a great question.
Go forth, experiment, and unlock the power of icon sets.
And have fun with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
See ya. Bye.